brought it, and I think we brought it a week or two later, and we got it. They authenticated it, and we're like, "Yep, nope, we're like, woohoo!" So you really have those are on people's bucket list, and there is the possibility. You never know.
I've always wanted to find one. I found a World War One jacket button.
Nice.
And I was just digging this old house in the town I grew up in, and just stumbled across it. It had the writing on the back, so I was able to trace it to specifically being made for those jackets. And I see my 13-year-old has it in a little ring box right now because he's big on history, and he his
cool.
great-grandfather was in World War II, so the World Wars he's really huge into for history-wise. So I gave it to him, and
that's special.
Yeah, it's one of my coolest finds. It wasn't the oldest, but it was kind of the coolest.
I would say
awesome. So. Yeah. You will just keep at it, keep swinging. I know it's out there in your area too, in Vermont and that Maine area. There's, last time I was up there hunting with Amanda, I got a Civil War eagle button, so you just never know.
Yeah, my buddy found a Civil War button in Plainfield, which is 10 minutes away from me, just out in a farm field.
Amazing.
Yeah, but you could put him
in the
middle of, the Adirondacks, and he would find a silver spill. He's just that kind of guy, like puts his detector down for a break and it starts going off. And
he's finding stuff not even looking.
Yeah, I absolutely hate him. He's my best friend.
So, one thing that we'd like to ask, and I know you've got probably plenty of stories, but is there anything that kind of sticks out in your mind that maybe something fun or funny that happened while you were out digging, maybe by yourself, with a friend, or, some story you'd like to share with us while you're, out treasure hunting or gold prospecting, whatever you're doing?
Well, I did, not a funny story, but just actually on my latest video, I was down by the shores of Lake Champlain. My in-law have a place there, and they let me detect. It was the old, early 1800s place, and they have property right on Lake Champlain. So I was down kind of by the beach detecting, and I got a signal. So I was digging for it, and out of the hole pops a stone ring. And it turned out to be a Native American stone ring, real fat ring, made out of stone. So that was, it wasn't, it obviously wasn't what my detector was keying in on. There was some junk in there. It happened to be, it was just lucky, but it took a while. I thought that's what it was, and then I could see the tool marks as you look at it really closely. You could see the tool marks of it being made, and I did some research, and that was actually one of the cooler stories that I got about going.
That is epic, man! I would love to. I'm gonna have to go watch your video now because going Native American hunting, leaving tomorrow, like you said, you never know what you're going to find, but I've never found one like that. I guess I've seen them before, but I'll have to check yours out. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, if I think of it too, I'll try to take some pictures and send them off to you.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Wow, what an epic find. It's like Amanda and I are always talking about stuff like that on the show, like you're going down and you're digging for something metal and then out pop, something like that, or an arrowhead or a fossil or a bottle, or, you just never know.
Yeah. It's, that's what's great is, even something as simple as marbles that just come out of the holes, but yeah.
Exactly.
It's so
Amanda and I get excited over marbles, by the way.
Yeah. Very much so.
Amanda. Marbles and buttons. We're the same about buttons too.
And beads.
Yeah, they can be the same, like just the most simple little buttons. Even if the shank's broken off, I'm still like, a little button. And I get excited.
Right.
I usually tend to be pretty vocal when I get a coin. I'm like, coin, coin, coin. Yeah, it's.
You do a silver dance when you find silver?
No, I'm saving that for my gold dance. So I'm saving it. It's like, it's reserved. It's going to be great. Probably going to be the best dance ever. No big deal.
It's awesome. Now with, I know there's some people, I mean, obviously you talked a little bit about Bigfoot. I know I have detected a spot that has absolutely just made my detector shut off. It's been the weirdest. Have you been out detecting and had any weird or creepy like occurrence happen or find something pretty strange?
A couple strange places I've detected. Nothing necessarily happened, but one of them, actually here in where I live in the town, there was an old tuberculosis sanatorium, and the county owns it now, and it's they have a bunch of different offices in there and things like that. And I had a friend that worked there. He said, "Yeah, go ahead and detect. We don't care." And it's just one of those places that even when I was on patrol for the police department, you drive around it in the middle of the night and you just expected somebody to be looking out the window. It was just like constantly, you couldn't get any detecting done because you keep looking up at the windows expecting to see somebody there. It was just one of those creepy old places. We had an old vacant church, abandoned church, and I got permission from another church that actually owned that property to do some detecting on it. And it was the same type of place. You just kind of expected to see somebody in the rectory because the rectory was right on the grounds. And I ended up finding a fairly large pewter cross buried right behind the church.
Oh.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that was a little bit creepy. That was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
But yeah, it was just more the feeling that you got around those old buildings, but digging up the cross didn't help that much.
I do have to say,
that's one of my early crappy videos, but
yeah, I have to say, if I was on an area like that and had dug, that would be reburied. I'd make a mark, drop a pin in my phone in the event that, like, say, nope, it's a big nope. Big nope.
Yeah, it was
really?
It was creepy.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, you just never know. I get that feeling sometimes when out detecting, and it's even more creepy when you're alone. That's when it gets really creepy to me. If you're out detecting alone and you get that weird feeling. And, you working in law enforcement, here's a question for you. So,
sure.
In law enforcement, I'm going to be working on a project pretty soon, and I don't want to say too much, but I get contacted a lot about, looking for items that are from missing people. And I've helped with some sheriff's departments and police departments and stuff on some cold cases and stuff. And you ever wonder when you're out detecting or something, when you find something, do you get that weird feeling like, how did this get here? Like that kind of feeling, like, could it have been from some sort of abduction or some sort of crime or, because I found magnet fishing. I found a gun that, I turned into the police, that kind of thing. Anything like that, or I've covered up. One of my biggest fears is always discovering a dead body, and I know a lot of treasure hunters have, but that's one of my fears. Anything like that, or?
We actually have a field right next to one of our police departments around this area that way before my time, there was a homicide, and they caught the guy in this field, and they think that the gun, they never recovered it years and years and years ago, and they think that it's still out there buried somewhere. And I just detected that just because it's a farm field and I want to detect it, but I'm always kind of like, oh, it'd be kind of a cool little find. It
would be.
And my detecting day for the day. But
that would be a definite story, though, you know, that you could pass on, that you found that gun from that, you know. I love it. Wow. Yeah. I'm always fearful that I'm going to stumble upon a dead body. The people that I'm going digging with tomorrow were telling me about a story that just creeped me out. And they were detecting around this old house, and they looked in the window and they saw this well, first they see these feet sticking out of, like, it looked like a rug rolled up or a blanket or something like that. And they see these feet sticking out, and they're like, what is that?
Yeah,
enough.
That's going to ruin your whole day.
It turned out to be a body.
Yeah, no.
Huh?
That'll ruin your whole day of detecting, answering questions.
Right. I mean, that was like me, that when I was magnet fishing, I mean, I was excited about finding that gun. I really was. But, you know, your time just like gets sucked in, you know, talking to the police, you know, reporting, and oh gosh. But yeah, I've always been fearful. What about you, Amanda?
Oh yeah, it's on the list of nopes. Nope, no thanks.
Maybe it's just you and me now, Gypsy. She left us.
Uh-oh.
Yep, gone.
She left us. But anyway,
okay.
I'm sure you've encountered some crazy stuff, though, even working in law enforcement. But that's something that you could always lend a hand, having that connection. I know you're not in it anymore, but having that connection if they're looking for a murder weapon or, I don't know, you know, something like that. I just find that fascinating, I guess, because I love solving mysteries, and I love puzzles and stuff like that. So,
when one of the first times I ever used a detector, we had a shooting, and we were trying to prove that this guy who did the shooting was not where he said he was. We knew he wasn't, you know, in the position that he said he was, because he was trying to prove, long story, he was just trying to prove a self-defense, which was nonsense. And so one of our local sporting goods stores actually loaned us some metal detectors to go out and try to find the bullets. And that was actually one of my first experiences with a detector, even holding one.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Not really the way I wanted to learn detecting, but...
Well, that fits perfectly into the recovery story. I was going to say, have you ever been called out to do a recovery of some sort and was able to return some item?
Well, yeah, that was one time. A good friend of mine actually lost his wedding ring. I was just asking him the other day how much that was worth. It was custom made, like a $3,000 wedding band. And he lost it in the snow on the side of the road. And he called me up. He said, can you please go up with your detector and see? It was wintertime. And I was able to find it for him and
awesome.
Get it back to him. But that was probably the most expensive find that I've ever had.
It's awesome. In the snow, nonetheless.
That's really cool. Yeah, we love hearing about any kind of recoveries and stuff. And, you know, everybody loves a recovery story. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm still thinking about all the police stuff. Now I'm thinking about finding I'm thinking about all the bullet casings that I find in the bullet, you know, if any of those were ever related to any crimes.
So you get a nice souvenir then, if it is.
Right. But anyway, you know, it's the same when you're out hunting these war sites, though. Like when I find a Civil War bullet, that's when I get really it really makes the mind, kind of do a little time travel there, thinking about